y'all, welcome back to my channel. And obviously with the new year we all set new goals, and I'm going to tell y'all what my goal is today for 2024, at least one of them. And that goal is going to be reading a whole lot more Christian devotions, Christian lifestyle books, and just things like that, like Christian books is what I'm trying to say. So with that being said, today I thought I could go through my hopeful 2024 reading list. Now, I did not go out and buy any new books specifically for this goal. I went into my office and I chose some books from my bookshelf that I might have started and stopped, or I just have not gotten to. And with that being said, I picked pretty much a good list that I think I'd be able to get through by the end of 2024. Now I could also see me not finishing it because I did probably take on a whole lot more than I can handle, but we'll see what the Lord has in stores for us. And I know that the Lord will speak to me this year through these books. And so I thought I'd share y'all my reading list for this year. So let's go ahead and jump into it. For the books of the Bible, I'm just going to tell y'all I am going through, I'm going to finish off Nehemiah. I'm going to do James, Proverbs, and then hopefully Isaiah. Those are the 4 books of the Bible that I'd like to get through and go into in-deep studies. So I have like commentaries on those and I have devotions for those, but I don't have them like here with me. I just thought I'd mention that. And then obviously I'm going to be reading my Bible, hopefully a lot more than I did last year. So with that being said, what are the books that I plan to like read as far as like Christian lifestyle, things like that? So the first set that I have here are the books that I'm actually currently going through right now. And I think one of the areas that I really want to focus on this year as a Christian is my prayer life. I want to be intentional with my prayer life because last year I went through some heavy spiritual warfare, which I'll tell you all about in another video. But the two books that I'm currently going through that's speaking about that is this book. I think it's called Fervent. I can't speak right now. It's by Priscilla Shirer. It's basically based off of the movie War Room. And y'all, I have barely even got started on it, and it is speaking to me. And basically, she just goes through the strategies that Satan attacks you and how you can pray about it. So that is the current one one of the current ones I'm reading. The second current one that I'm reading is Power of the Praying Wife. Once again, speaking to me. And if you want to pray for your husband or somebody else, expect to be working on yourself. So I'm going through this one. These two I'm just doing in hand because I'm hopeful to set up a prayer journal pretty soon. So I want to finish these and then set that up. So these are the 2 books that I'm really heavily focusing on for my personal study. Now, this next one I obviously wanted to read on my own, but I thought for like kind of encouragement to get into it, I thought I would like specifically go through this book for my YouTube videos and let it help me create my YouTube videos. And that is The Power of the Holy Spirit Names by Tony Evans. This book, highly recommend it. It is very good already. I've already gotten pretty far into it. I highly recommend it. I am going to be going over the Holy Spirit's names, or at least the power of the Holy Spirit's names with y'all. And this is the book that I'm basing that series off, or I say basing. This is the book that's helping me create that series. And so I highly recommend that. That is another 2024 read as I am going through that. And those are the current ones that I'm going through this month. I will obviously do book reviews throughout the year on those, so you can kind of get a feel for them and see if that's something you want to read. So moving on, I thought I'd show you my next stack of books. Now these are more of like a random. It's not like in a series, or it's not like I don't have the workbook for. So I thought I'd show you all. I'll show you all that. So the first one is going to be Living in Proverbs. This is a devotion and / commentary on Proverbs. It is by Swindoll, Charles R. Swindoll. If I can speak, I'm going to speak really clearly this year in my videos. But this is going to help me get through Proverbs. I've already read a few devotions out of this. So yeah, I'm going to read that this year. Speaking of prayer, this is probably going to be my next one, is going to be Prayer, The Ultimate Conversations by Charles Stanley. Once again, I have snuck a little bit of a peek into this. As you can tell, I've highlighted but I didn't get very far, and I plan to get further into that book. This one I know, this next one I know I've gotten in through, like at least halfway through. And it's really good. I love her podcast. It is M for Mama, and is by Abby, and then I'm going to show y'all that last name because I cannot say that. But she has a podcast. Highly recommend that. I am like halfway through this. This will be a little bit of a quicker read because I've already gone through like half of the book, and for two, it's kind of like a daily thing. So that will be a little bit quicker. Along with, probably after I get done with my prayer books, this is going to be the next one that I read. It is called Kingdom Values by Tony Evans. Highly recommend Tony Evans. He is a very good like author, preacher. He is a doctor, so it's technically Dr. Tony Evans. I have his Bible. He has a great commentary Bible, so highly recommend him as an author just in general. So this is going to be one of the ones that I read. And I guess this is kind of in a series that I have because I also plan to set out to finish the Kingdom Woman devotion. And it just talks about how to be a kingdom woman. And he wrote this with his daughter, Crystal Evans Hurst. Highly recommend her too. And so these are going to be something that I do pretty soon. And they're pretty much in a series because it says Kingdom Values series. This one, I actually wanted to do like a long time ago. I saw it recently in a bookstore again, and I was like, oh, I really need to pull that and, read it. So this is just a study on 1 John, and it's called I Am Love, Walking in the Fullness of God's Love. I don't know anything about the author. I can't recommend, not recommend her because I don't know. But I'm excited to get into this because I love Christian books that I guess is more of like a devotion type where you do have a chapter to read and then you have answers to work on or questions to work on, and just kind of gives you a more in-depth Bible study and perspective on the Bible. And I know that this will be really good. I am a huge John fan. That's one of my favorite books in the Bible, so I'm excited about that. So this one I kind of have already read. I say that I ordered this on the Audible app. I used my monthly credit to start this book, and I think I got like I believe if I remember correctly, I ended at the end of the book. Like I stopped it because it spoke to me, and I was kind of just not over it, but I got what I needed out of the book. But I do really want to do like a book review on this because it's such a good book, and that is Boundaries. I know a lot of people have recommended this in the Christian world when you struggle with boundaries. It's by Dr. Henry Cloud and Dr. John Townsend. Now, they have many variations of this book. So, boundaries in marriage, boundaries with your kids, boundaries with your adult kids, boundaries with parents, things like that. I hope to get into the kid one and the marriage one. But, like I said, I want to do a review on this book. So, I'm definitely going to not only read it because I've kept this physical copy and I worked in it while I was reading the Audible, but I also want to do the workbook so I can truly like give y'all guys a good review on this because like I said, it's not only helped me personally in my life, but I know it's helped many, many Christians, and I'd really like to speak on that. So I want to do more of an in-depth study on it. So this is kind of like a reread-ish. So I hope to get through that this year, which will be pretty simple for me. Now, the next two are Christian lifestyles books. I really, I'm going to put this as a series because it is pretty much the same. You'll see. But these next two are more for parents. I want to get through Bringing Up Girls and Bringing Up Boys by Dr. James Dobson. These were recommended to me by my mom. Well, not these specifically. She recommended The Strong-Willed Child. Because my daughter is truly a tester of all boundaries. She's a very good baby, very good toddler, kid. Well, she's turning into a kid. She'll be 3 in February. But she's very strong-willed. And my mom actually read that book whenever she was raising me and my brother. So she recommended to me that, and I hope to probably get through that next year. But I specifically want to focus on his books, Bringing Up Boys and Bringing Up Girls, because I have a boy-girl. So these I'm probably going to save probably towards the middle of the year because, like I said, I want to get through my prayer books, get into the Charles Stanley book, and then maybe some of those Tony Evans books before I get here. But this is something I hope to probably like finish out the year on, is this Christian lifestyle. Same thing about these. This is kind of a series. These books are by Charles Stanley. They're very thin, so I know that I'm going to be able to get through these very fast, especially with me reading every day. But this is Charles Stanley's Understanding Financial Stewardship and then Protecting Your Family. Develop the spiritual strength necessary to withstand today's challenges. And they are very like mini devotions is what I'm going to call them, because it doesn't feel like a full book to me. So I know I'll get through these very fast. So these will probably be towards the fall, from the fall to the winter, whenever, you know, life gets real busy because of holidays. I plan to do those. And then these two I'm just throwing in there, honestly. Kind of the same thing with the Charles Stanley and the Dr. James Dobson. These are going to be probably towards my end of the year, that type of situation, because they're, for one, thinner. For two, these aren't really, like, I'd love to read these, but these aren't the books that are gonna, like, I'm gonna be truly focusing on through the year and reading and reviewing. This is more of a personal thing for me. So these books I got for Christmas, and I'm gonna share this, whether some of my viewers like this or not, but my husband is a cop, and so these books are basically about being a police wife. So the first one is going to be Unshakable, a hope-filled devotional for police wives facing an anti-cop world. And then this one is the Proverbs 31 police wife. So I might read this with Proverbs, because it focuses on Proverbs. And then I also have like a police wife like daily devotion that I have over there with my Bible stuff. That I'll pick up and read each day because it's pretty quick. So these I kind of plan on focusing, maybe this one along with my Proverbs study, and then this one just at the end of the year whenever, you know, I'm busy. I'm trying to save either the ones that I really don't want to focus on, like as far as like really get in and dive in and study and maybe do a review on, or just like I know it's not gonna really speak to me. It's more of like a lifestyle-y book that will help me with my lifestyle, but it won't like speak to me in my spirit, as far as like this prayer book goes, like working on myself, things like that. It's more like those books that will help you just kind of get along in your lifestyle. I'm trying to save those towards like the fall winter time, because I feel like, yes, those will speak to me, yes, those will help me, but it's something that like I'm not going to sit down and study for weeks on end. So I'd like to get those towards the end of the year, and then hit the ones that I really, really want to dive deep into, like at the beginning of the year, for the majority of the year, so I can really do a deep dive study on them and use them. So with that being said, that is my 2024 reading list. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, share it, comment, subscribe, and please, y'all, recommend me to any of your friends. Share me on your social media. I would greatly appreciate it, and I will catch y'all in the next video.